Welcome back to another episode of Two in the Cooler. Thank you guys for listening. If you don't for some reason, definitely follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Two in the Cooler, and subscribe to the YouTube page. Go on there and check it out. Lots of highlights, full episodes. You want to get the full effect of the podcast, you have to check out the YouTube, and this specific show is going to be one you're definitely going to want to take a look at on there because it was awesome. But before we get into that, got to take care of some business, got to pay the bills, all right, folks, and that starts here and now with Instacart. Instacart is the best way to get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. It's heating up, folks. It's heating up. It's barbecue season. It's cookout season. It's fire season, okay? We need burgers, hot dogs, marshmallows, all right? Oh, I forgot something. I don't have time to run back to the store. Instacart, man. Start using Instacart, okay? It's going to solve a lot of your problems, all right? A lot of these things you're worried about, they can be solved with Instacart. It's just that easy. And the best part is right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $35 or more. Hit the link in the show description and get yourself that deal. Also have to mention, with the warmer weather, now is the perfect time to get yourself some Two in the Cooler merch. T-shirts, tank tops, whatever you need, Two in the Cooler has got you covered, okay? We've got logo merch. We've got the hashtag pizza tipping merch, Matt Can't Read merch, and the summer line, PTP, Protect the Prostitutes. Some really great looking tank tops for that. People are really enjoying those. It's awesome to see. Protect the Prostitutes, folks. Wonderful line. It's not going to be here forever. Make sure you get it so you can look good during the summer. Just head to teespring.com/store/2inthecooler. Get yourself something nice. Get yourself something classy. Update that summer wardrobe, all right? You can't be out here at the pool parties looking like some kind of schmuck, all right? People haven't seen you in a goddamn year because of the coronavirus or whatever that thing was called. So, get teespring.com/store/2inthecooler. Find yourself something nice on there. Super quality merchandise. That's why we chose to use Teespring. You're going to love it. All right, folks, that's enough out of me. Here we go. Enjoy the episode. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe to the YouTube. There we go. We're live. We're good to go. We're ready. Bada bing, bada boom.
We're back.
Yes, sir.
Where do you even start with the... I mean, first, thank you guys for being here, obviously. This is why... You guys coming here is exactly why I like doing the show, because we get to talk to people. You are against your will, shut in here for an hour with us.
That's a way to put it.
Like I get to sit in here. You guys have nowhere to go, and I'm like a fan. You know what I mean? Like I get to talk to people that I'm a fan of for like an hour.
You kidding me? My microphone at home is fucking taped to my mic stand in my closet, bro. You got
dude. For me, it's like I'm sitting at the table with the guy who had the God mic in the high school theater.
Yep, used it a couple times, used it and abused it. Speaking of that, sometimes I start this way. There's two reasons why I individually love both of you guys specifically. I'll start with Kody. This is going to sound a little weird.
I'm ready.
This is for us. This is not for the people listening. It's just you and me. And Matthew's also here.
I'm just hanging out. Don't worry about me.
There was this like joke that you did in high school where you do impressions of people. You know what I'm talking about? And,
my name's Andrew Canada. Whatever.
But it was so fucking funny because like anybody could maybe do that shit, you know what I mean? Like anybody could be like, "Oh, look at me!" But you would do that,
just like half-assed.
It was so you were so committed to it, and it was so half-assed. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And it usually would be like an in-passing kind of thing. Like I'd walk up, say my 2 cents, and then just dip.
Incredible. I still, to this day, Joe Dorado, when I do the other podcast with him, we still talk about that sometimes.
Oh, dude,
phenomenal.
Well,
me and Joe Dorado went to band camp together.
Band camp?
Did you do magic at band camp?
Dude,
Magic
sounds like
and
it's
band
gonna
camp.
get sexual.
Oh, dude, there was no tubas or nothing. We played like
Yeah, the most sexual instrument. Relax.
Well, I mean, we played Zeppelin and Metallica
On the
and
tuba?
Beatles. Yeah,
No tubas.
no.
Listen,
tubas.
you haven't heard those guys until
It doesn't
you've heard
get
them on
weird
the
until the tuba comes out. Yeah,
I'm
so as long as
actually
the tuba's
gonna
away.
adjust that camera. Real
Yeah,
quick.
go. Yeah, that's fine. Why? I mean, I can. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scoot back
Wants to
a
make
little
sure I can get enough FaceTime. You know, some people often refer to me as the face of the podcast.
Hey, dude.
So-
I mean, you're definitely half of it.
Yeah,
That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Well, I'd like to claim more than half since I have nothing to do with the technical part of it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
no,
my
no.
only.
Hey,
You know what you should do? You should put like little shooters around you and put all the Brookhaven boys' faces in there. It's just like a permanent logo.
No, we should. I
And,
think
and
What
we'll,
we
we'll
should-
turn into like
I
the
actually-
roots for your
this cup
guys'
should be
podcast.
overflowing with beer because you guys are overflowing with fucking success here.
Well, I actually just had an idea, and it's
Okay.
an off podcast idea. Even though through trial and error, we figured out that when we have $1 million ideas in the podcast, because they're on our podcast, we own them. So that saved our asses a
Where's
couple
the
times.
camera?
Yeah.
Don't steal anything.
Yeah. But now that Andrew's adjusted the camera, we'll go back to where you were at.
Oh, so there was this time.
We're talking about Chris.
Yeah, there was this time, Chris.
I'm gonna preface this with I'm a
Okay.
different person now, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know I was a little shithead.
No, I mean, I hope you like this story.
I'm
I
pumped.
think of it. There was, so we were at this, I'm going to not be super specific, but we were at this place and there was a bunch of guys there and you guys would, this is the only time I'd ever been at this gathering, and you guys would play this game with like this song where there was a saxophone solo in it. Can you tell me the name of the song? Because I've always wanted to remember it.
No, I
no
can't.
idea.
I literally don't
That
know the
almost
name of the
ma-
song.
Oh,
Here's the
man.
thing, and when it comes on, anybody who knows what to do. But
That
I don't know the name.
almost
of
makes it better.
I actually learned about this like a few months ago. I think we were at your place for Christmas, and Chad put it on or something, and then we like within seconds we were all just goons like passing the saxophone.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the game. Is like there's this crazy saxophone solo, and then you like throw it to
Everybody,
different
yeah,
people.
You just air sax. You air sax. You just feel the music. You feel your fucking vibe. You put it all out there, and then when you're done, you got to throw it up in the air. Somebody's got to catch it. Keep it going.
For some reason, I feel like I've seen this game played before,
yeah,
too.
easily.
Maybe.
Any public gathering where we can grab the aux cord, whoever knows, somebody knows the name of the song. One of my
Right.
guys, I just don't know who, and I don't know the name of it. But I know what to do when it comes on.
Well, so we were there, and I didn't really know any of these folks too well, and they were passing this thing around, and I was watching. I was like, "This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen." And you get up in the center, you got the saxophone. I'm like, okay, I can tell that this guy is kind of a welcoming guy. I know that when he's done, he's going to throw it to me because I'm new.
I know, this was probably at Grandma's house. Dude.
Yeah, it was.
It 100% was. I
Yep,
know
it was in the
exactly.
garage. And you tossed it to me. I jumped up, ready to go.
Yes,
I started playing the saxophone upside down, and it was hilarious. I was like, I will always appreciate this guy for doing that.
Yo, it really is kind of funny because it sounds maybe stupid, but something like that, dude, you don't realize it, but if you could just grab a dude, a girl, whoever, it ain't even like that. Just, I mean, you get someone in, you don't really know, and you haven't even really talked to them, but you do that together, you fucking shed your adultness or whatever you're trying to portray to everyone and just hold an invisible sax and fucking stroke the shit out of it. Sorry if that looked super but you know, you do that and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, you know, it's like a fucking, I don't know, it's
Yeah,
like a
it's
little
the ultimate
unspoken
icebreaker.
bond. You don't
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
say nothing, but you're
Yeah.
like, we sax.
Yeah, we said.
Speaking of the music, let's get right into it. Kody and I were talking a little bit. We were talking about the live shows because live shows are back and you guys been doing them and they sound like it's fucking amazing. You guys were at Milky's on Elmwood this last weekend. I saw some
sir.
videos and stuff. I heard it was fucking awesome. It looked really sick. So when did you guys go back to playing live?
That's you, brother.
Probably a couple months ago, I would say. We actually, Milky's, we just played there for a second time. But our first show back was at Milky's, and we didn't really know what to expect because, like, Chad and Chris have, like, this huge group of awesome friends. And as soon as they started playing with the band, we were just welcomed right into that. And they're all just like, they're crazy, man. They come to all the shows and they're always just fueling up on booze. And just as soon as we hit the stage, we don't even get a chance to like talk between songs or nothing. Like their screams are louder than our instruments.
It's so loud,
Every
it's
time.
painful. But it's like a good pain. It's like the
like the rattling in your ears, and you're like, is this real life? And like I was saying earlier, like from that show to this past time that we played Milky's, the numbers just keep growing, and the fans just keep getting crazier, and there's nothing more that you could ask for in an experience like that. It's just, and it's funny because we're actually like booking a lot of our shows with this guy named Ryan Gurnett. He's a really awesome dude. And he was saying, like, you know, a lot of people will start to see that and they'll start to be like, oh, well, I got this. And ever since we started seeing any kind of like genuine following with what we're doing, we're like, okay, so this is going to start being serious. And so like we're all like practicing our instruments 10 times more. Like Chris literally like threw out his back not too long ago because he's playing for like over an hour a day every single day of the week. And this guy is to thank for all of that. He's
Stop.
And we just grind.
Oh my god. Yo, hear me out real quick though. We did just to talk about this show. He's saying more people are coming, people are getting louder. We had Sam Vekage come up on stage and sing one of our songs that he really likes. He just loves
Mother
the song
Mary.
Mother
Check
Mary
it out. It's on all streaming platforms.
And bro, we got a little group chat for like music. We all send music suggestions, and he sends in there. Every time I hear Mother Mary now, I get chills because I got to sing it in the microphone with you guys. But just stuff like that where it's like, okay, now, you know, I know it's a close friend and all, but he knows the words to the song. He wants to come on stage and sing it with the band. You know, that gets the interaction, the audience band interaction, the vibe. It's like Brookhaven and the fans were all, you know, like one thing rather than. I just thought that was super cool. I was like,
what made this last one stand out compared to the rest of the shows that we played was like right after I had that moment of like, okay, this is kind of feeling like a lot, and I started having like a light panic attack right after we were done playing the whole set because it was crazy.
But you held it off for the whole time.
So I like threw all my pedal and all my cables in a bag that I had sitting like just off to the side of where I was playing. And I set my guitar on the stand, and I went around like the side exit to go outside, and I like took a deep breath and just was like, whew. And immediately I was just bombarded with like a bunch of people coming to take pictures, and that's when it really started to hit me even more. But at that point I was like more calm and collected, and I just like cheesed for all the pictures, and it's crazy.
That was Chad's coworkers. They were crazy too.
So on the flip side, though, of the kind of, you know, once that happens to you kind of for the first time and you get that little sense of panic, like, holy shit, like, this is now became something more real than we probably thought it was going to become.
Exactly it.
Once you go outside and you take that deep breath and you're like, okay, but this is actually a good thing. Then how cool does it feel to look back on it and be like, dude, we were on that stage.
Yes,
these people were fucking buzzing. They were loving what we were doing.
Yeah.
Like, you get to experience that. How good does that feel? Especially if you guys have been practicing, working as hard as you have.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've had other musicians, whether it be rappers and stuff like that. And so we've kind of, well, I know Andrew probably had this before, but I've kind of developed a sense of how difficult it is to get yourself to do that, right? And get yourself to sit down and write and sit down and kind of let yourself stop thinking about everything else and just try to put something on
and
paper.
make something,
yeah.
I mean, it's almost like taking on a second job, and like I kind of joke about it because like I have my 9 to 5 that I work, and then I do the music thing, but it's especially when it's like the week of a gig. We're trying to get together every single day, usually like right at like 4:00. All of us are meeting at our practice space, and we probably stay there playing all our songs until like 6:30 or so, and we just so we know we have it nailed down. And I don't know.
I will say this. The first time I played with the band was actually in Kody's parents' backyard, and I was so fucking nervous, like literally like pissing in my boots nervous, because at that time I was basement guitarist. That was the first time I've ever. I mean, I played in front of Kody. I played in front of my mom or some shit. Friends that were at my house at the time. Sorry, I get a little closer.
It's all good. Yeah.
But yeah, dude. That time I was like, okay, here's people. Here's a crowd of people. I mean, it's 20, 30, whatever people. It's family. It's friends. But oh my god, you know.
So, and that kind of almost leads me into what was going to be my next question. So, this whole pandemic goes on, right? And you can't really do anything. You know, you can work together or individually, but you can't. It's difficult to get stuff out there, especially when you're not able to play live shows, right? That's kind of the biggest way to,
hands down,
to gain a following, right? Is to get out and let people see you live. So, from the time you guys got back on the stage, have you guys, do you think, reached another level of comfort that has made your shows that much better, and that's why these fans have been so passionate at the shows? Or do you think that it's just finally exposure time?
I'll say my 2 cents. I mean, we all are usually on the same page, but it's like, dude, these shows are like our baby steps is the way we're definitely progressing, but right now I'm just like, man, this is Brookhaven now. I fucking love it. But next year, months and weeks of practice, more rehearsals, more shows, more experience, more music, more music, more bells and whistles in our act, more connections in the music scene. It's like, so like, level of comfort. I still feel like our drummer's got a 1-year-old daughter. Her name's Emma. I feel like Emma walking right now. I'm like, we're just figuring this shit out, man. We got time, potential, friends, community, good. Like I said, we got these core friends that support the band no matter what. So we always got something behind us. It's good.
For sure.
And that's a great way to think of it, yeah.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
So there you go. On the same page, yeah. Decent.
Man. Yeah, it's interesting. You guys are in a phase right now. You're really, really moving.
Yeah.
Like you kind of said, you're not. I mean, anything could happen.
It's
You're not
baby
exactly
steps,
sure.
but it's
baby
fast.
Steps.
It's faster than most baby steps for sure.
And it
Right.
feels a lot faster,
Yeah,
too,
it must.
when you're in it, you know?
And honestly, in a way, the pandemic kind of helped with a lot of it, because right before the pandemic hit, it wasn't like the same lineup or anything. And there was a lot of growing phases within the like year and a half or so before we started playing live again. Where like we had a couple different members on playing different instruments, and they were all like really great dudes, but we were still growing as a band, and like it's kind of like a relationship 100%. Like if not everyone involved is 100% on the same page and you see eye to eye, like I don't think I could get sick of these dudes if I tried. Like they could come and slap me in the face, and I probably deserved it, and I wouldn't even question it. I would just be like, oh, you know what? I probably had that coming for something, but, you know, I'll get
this
you
is
back.
all pre me and Chad, so just for context.
And so, like, coming out of the
personally.
pandemic, so to speak, we're playing shows and stuff, but we had so much time. Like, we were still, even then, getting together almost every day, or at least, like, 3-4 times a week on slower weeks. And just practicing the songs and writing new material, and we had a lot of time to grow. So when businesses started opening up bands to play again, they were hungry for entertainment, and we were hungry to play. So it was like a match made for us to just come and start playing as often as we can.
And even in addition to that, I think people were hungry to hear it. You know what I mean? People wanted to get back out and experience
I'm sure
it.
somebody would have paid to see two spoons clink together if it was a real human doing it in front of them.
Seriously. So
we're definitely better than two spoons clink together, though.
That's a very positive way to look at it, you know, is even though it was such a kind of a long waiting period, it was a perfect storm coming together, and it's given you guys a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's really cool to see you guys. You're doing it the right way. From what I've seen, you're coming out, you know, running, going to all these places.
Right. But we never put the cart before the horse, and that's something we talk about all the time. Because
that's the mantra. That's the group mantra.
Because imagine a horse standing in the cart, and then the guy sitting there pulling the cart with the horse in it.
I'm familiar with the term.
Could you imagine
just
how
think about it
difficult?
logically, dude.
Could you think about how difficult
you're not
that would
seeing
be?
it. You're not seeing it. The horse is in the cart.
Or even better, what if the cart was still attached to the horse, but the horse was behind the cart, and you're
Yeah.
still sitting there trying to pull the cart and the horse is just like.
For the viewers who don't understand,
Dude, I've been working out lately, and I can't move a horse. I mean,
some people
not
are
that
built
I've
different.
tried.
Yeah, definitely.
willing to
Because
try.
that is one thing though, is like, we got our friends coming out and we're, people are screaming and stuff, and like the biggest thing in my head is like we can't get, like how we're saying, we can't put the cart before the horse, because it's, people are screaming and shit, and you're just like, yeah, you want to ride that wave, but I'm like, damn, I'm trying to be the best fucking guitarist I know how to be. I'm not like, oh, people are screaming and satisfied. I'm like, oh, people are screaming. Let's go practice. Let's go be better and put on another better show and have more, you know what I mean? Like, more people. But I even feel the urge in me. People are screaming. I'm just like, yeah, this is dope. And I'm like, oh, this ain't even shit yet. Let's
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, Brookhaven's baby steps. We're coming out strong. We're running. We might be babies, but we definitely are like.
Yeah. You're like that baby from the one stand that we were talking about, who's throwing those punches.
Oh,
we had
yeah.
that conversation a couple weeks ago.
yeah.
Turns out he's not a baby, by the way. He's 18 years old.
Oh,
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. But people thought he was a baby. So
Understandable.
Kind of sounds like the movie Little Man.
something like that.
Yeah, it. I can't remember what the heck we were just talking about.
We were talking about
Little Man.
Yeah, it's kind of just
important.
bouncing all over the place.
I had kind of one of the well, I know Andrew.
Oh
will
yeah.
have- Go ahead.
Well, that's the right way to do it, because there's so many people that when they start hearing those screams, that's what they get addicted to, and they're like, "This is where I'm comfortable. Let's just keep getting this, just keep pouring this on me, and I can do that." There's a lot of people that in whatever city they're in, if they're in a band, if they're doing something else, they'll start hearing applause or whatever, and then they'll 15, 20 years later, you go back and they're still there, and they're getting they're getting their applause or whatever, but they're not doing anything different. They're not pushing boundaries. They're not trying anything.
Yeah, it was really the first show where we're playing again. I'm a late addition, so like Kody and Ryan had the band Brookhaven long before Chad and me were in it. But when we joined, we're not gigging. It's COVID. We go out for our first gig, and we get to see some of these other musicians put on their shows and stuff. This is my first time in the local music scene. Like, I don't know any, like I said, basement guitarist. And when I saw this and I played and there's people and we got a stack of money in our hands, it ain't much, but it's honest work, I'm like, damn, this is real. And I'm just kind of thinking to myself, damn, bro, I'm actually not giving it as much as I really could be, and not in like a crazy way where I'm like going to kill myself. But I'm just like, I know in my heart I could be getting a little better at the guitar, practicing a little bit more, like all these things. That was my switch, and it was really triggered by just seeing amazing fellow musicians. Like, there's so much talent around here. It's ridiculous. And I had no idea, again, because I'm just I'm under a rock.
and this exactly is what I was talking about. Like, he influenced all of us to really start pushing more too, because like, and Chad with the working out side of things.
Oh yeah, Chad's got us on a fitness regimen.
Like,
right
because
now.
we have like a Snapchat group chat, Facebook group chat, and our text message group chat, and like, you never really know which way we're gonna be coming from, but like either way, almost every single day throughout the day, we're getting like the progress of like how many calories I burned on cardio. Or he'll be like, oh, I said I was going to take it easy this week and not play for a whole week, but here I am learning Cliffs of Dover. And he's a monster guitar player. So like, like second and a half try, and he's already got it down, the intro solo bit.
Man. That's
I
wild.
got it down.
Andrew tried to play the guitar once. I don't know if you guys, Andrew, actually, so Andrew's tried to play two instruments. He tried to play the guitar. I don't know how well it worked. He was kind of blindsided by a pinky injury sustained in a pin dodge game
That's
at
true.
Night
That was the end of my career.
And then he bought a drum set.
Oh,
Nice.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Let's not talk about this.
No, we're going to talk
you're
about the
about
drum
Don't
to
set.
go
embarrass
there?
me in front
You
of
about
these
to
guys.
go
These
there?
guys are
No.
whatever.
He
Bang the
bought
hell out of those drums.
He bought a drum set.
My fucking
And you would think that he would try to bang the hell out of them. I maybe heard him get played once to the point where my friends, this
Put their
drum set
balls on
sat
it.
in our basement. This drum set sat in our basement, untouched, collecting dust for probably close to 3 years before one of my parents looked at it and said, Andrew doesn't even know these are here. I'm just going to move them into like the storage room. And one of my friends walked into the basement one day and looked at it and was like, looked at me, goes, oh, Andy finally tapped on the drums, huh? And like started dying laughing like he thought it was the funniest thing ever.
It wasn't for me.
No, it was
Okay,
not.
I gave it a shot.
Dude, drums are hard,
Bro,
man.
it's all about what's
I
in your
have
heart, whatever
see,
you want to do.
here's the thing I underestimated. I have no rhythm. I have zero sense of rhythm.
That'll do it with drums.
and as I
Definitely
understand
important.
it, yeah, that's pretty important to playing the drums. So
No
that was
harmonic qualities to a drum. No notes, no chords, just
Kinda, yeah, so I was
pots and
kinda-
pans, as Kody likes to say.
Pots and pans.
Pots and pans.
Yeah.
Well, you're a phenomenal podcast host, so
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, at that point,
I
the
mean,
hell
both
of
of you.
drumming.
He found his
God
niche.
damn it. Embarrassing. There was so much dust on those things
A lot
by the
of
time
dust,
they
a lot of
got
dust on the
out of
drums.
there.
Dude, let me tell you something. So I started playing drums probably around like 13, and that's like when I got my first drum kit. It was like 12 and a half, 13, and I beat the shit out of them for a long time, not really knowing what I was doing. But at that point, I was already playing guitar, and I was like super into Metallica, so like it was a lot of like kind of shit that I was doing. And then somewhere around like 16, 17, I was like, all right, I have a bunch of instruments. I gotta like take care of them. And that was like mind you, years. And that was my first time like changing the heads. Like it started to sound like
requires maintenance, bro.
it started to sound like I was playing on garbage cans, and that's where the term the pots and the pans comes from for me. Like when I'm introducing the members when we're on stage, I'll be like, back on the pots and pans, Ryan Ploetz, and like, I don't know.
I got a kick out of it every time. I'm just like,
because for
So
me,
witty, so clever.
For me, like I actively played my drums like every single day, and they were dusty, and like your drums were probably better off than mine were.
Yeah,
and
'cause nobody touched them.
Dude, but think about this. They can still be in such a prime condition, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm a drummer.
yeah.
He
And
did.
then,
as long
but
as you
then
keep
they
them
see my
upkept.
kit. They see my kit, and I might be like a better drummer than you. And
Whoa,
but
dude.
it just
He's coming at you, Andrew.
but my drums look like shit. So they'll be like, oh yeah, this guy.
Andrew had
Cody just came
a
on here to
pair
say he's a
of-
better drummer
yeah,
than you,
exactly.
Andrew.
Good. Yes, it's absolutely correct.
Andrew
you did
had-
not need to come on here to say that.
Dude, I'm like a Ringo Starr type drummer.
Andrew had a pair of drumsticks. They were like the Roots because he
Yeah.
loved Jimmy Fallon
Oh,
at
dude,
the time
the
too.
Roots are killer.
And
Yeah.
I think that they were those things like they're perfect condition, unused probably.
No, they got a little
Real
messed
quick,
a
up.
couple taps.
Just because you mentioned the Roots, fucking amazing band. That drummer is amazing.
Questlove.
Yep,
Yeah,
never heard of
Questlove.
them until I had a little sister and I watched Yo Gabba Gabba. They are the band. On Yo Gabba Gabba, like a majority of the episodes, or at least maybe not all of the Roots, but Questlove is for sure the drummer. Because I'm like, I saw Jimmy Fallon and I'm like, that's the guy from Yo Gabba Gabba, dude.
That's right.
And Ryan actually, he just wanted to buy like a smaller kit just in case we're playing like a small room or something, so he can still bring the drums and play. And it's actually like a mini Questlove drum kit.
Yeah, that shit's so cool.
Looks sweet.
Going off of kind of what we were just talking about, Chris. So I knew you throughout high school. We had played hockey together back in the
Facts.
day, and then I mean, we'll
Best
never
days of my
forget.
fucking life, baby.
Exactly. But at that time, and now I have a horrible memory, so I could be completely off on this, but I don't really remember you playing music
No,
at the time.
no.
So and it goes further than that though. I feel like talking to you now you've kind of have this such a positive growth mindset, and you've found music that you love to play and stuff like that. So when did all that kind of kick in? Specifically, like when did you really start playing instruments and taking guitar seriously and stuff like that?
So my family always played guitar. My mom's a guitarist. My uncles are guitarists or drummers. And so I had a guitar in my hand when I was probably 10. And they taught me a few things, taught me like a scale shape. I fucked around with it. It was just for fun. I was young. I never took it all that seriously. Then I started playing hockey in middle school, so I was super late to the whole hockey party. But until then, I'd noodle on the guitar, I guess, from here to there. Then hockey came, and I was like, nah, fuck that. And social life and high school and all that stuff. And then after, probably my senior year, maybe right after high school, I started getting into college. I'm just like, damn, I got guitars. I have a little bit of knowledge in my head. I could definitely play. I could hold myself above water. But I didn't really start to take it seriously till me and Kody started jamming together. That's when I was like in my first little stunt of like, oh, I'm going to practice and like try and get good rather than just pick it up here and there and play all the shit I know how to play.
He came into my garage and we jammed one time, and he was already hands down the better guitarist. And this is already the attitude he had. And I was sitting there, I was just like, man, this guy just picked it up not too long ago.
You can't gas me up because I'm literally just gonna blush and turn into a tomato. But yeah, so I practiced him when I met with Kody. Then Kody asked me to be in the band quite some time ago, quite a few times,
like
many
at least like 32
at
times.
least 32 times a month. And that is not a bad thing. Kody, thank you for doing that. The band is a very big source of joy in my life, and you're a very good friend of mine.
Oh, dude, stop.
All right.
I
I ain't about to kiss him.
I know.
Chill,
we can move these mics out of the way.
I'm not crying. You are.
Yeah, maybe we should have let them sit next to each other just in case.
Yeah. So then we gig, and then once we gigged, I was like, okay, second practice mode, but this time it's gonna last longer and be more effective. I tapered off a little bit. I was like, cool, I got a little bit better, and then was like, back to what I know,
Right.
But yeah, I took a huge break from it in high school. Just shortly after high school, started picking it up, and then the positivity shit was I just got into meditation again as I was getting back into guitar, and that was just like, whoa, dude, like, you clean out your closet and it don't stink as bad. This is like a metaphor, like, your closet, you're inside. I don't literally mean your closet.
The
horse is behind the cart.
Not your literal closet.
Now picture your closet.
Where is the horse in the closet?
Imagine you're 13 and you grill up some hot dogs. You fully dress all of them on the buns on a plate and everything, and you have like a side, we'll call it corn on the cob, and you shove that inside of your closet, and then you revisit it somewhere around 19. It smells bad. It's been there.
That's actually a
way
really
too
good
long.
analogy for miserable people in the world. They definitely left like dairy product in their closet and just were like, well, I'm never going to look back at that, and bury it deep down, and the person who cuts me off in traffic, they're going to get that dairy.
Dude.
Man.
Nah, we all do that shit, though.
Yeah, I told a guy to go fuck himself driving for the first time in my life yesterday. Came out of nowhere. And all he did was honk at me. I was trying to... There's like a right turn on red, and I was trying to be careful to see if anybody was coming. This guy wasn't having it, and I just looked at him. I was like, why don't you go fuck yourself?
See, I never really started. I would always everybody gets frustrated while they're driving, but I would never physically act upon it until very recently, and not because I've gotten more angry, but to get to where I live now, I have to drive down Colvin all the time, and for whatever reason, Colvin is the most absurd street. You're either going... It's a 30 mile an hour, but you're either going 45 or 25. There's no in between. Like everybody's one or the other, and it's two lanes, but there's always people like parked or stopped in the right lane.
It's like Pine Ave on crack.
It's literally I tell my roommates it's cut off city. It's like kill or be killed on Colvin. You're either
pulling out or you're not.
It's either gonna take you 40 minutes to get where you're going, or it's gonna take you 15 minutes to get where you're going. It's up to you to determine that. So you have to be willing to accept the risk of that, and a lot of that risk is a lot of old ladies getting very mad at you for trying to cut in on them.
It's so funny we're talking about this road rage shit, because really when I started to get into meditating, and I definitely am not meditating every day right now in my life, but it's this weird thing where you can find ways to do it. I've realized that the guitar and practicing the guitar when it's repetitious, and slow and thoughtful is like my time to be like, I'm not in my head. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in my body, feeling my fingers and all that shit.
And there's a lot of different, not to call it a vice, but things that people are passionate about where they can go do it.
It ain't a vice.
Yeah,
it's the opposite.
I know, and it's kind of like, and I've always tried to compare this because this is how I've always and still do feel about playing hockey. It's like when you get there, you have nothing else to worry about.
Yeah.
Like you're in that rink for 2.5 hours. You're at band practice for 2 hours.
Exactly.
And
you're
not
so
checking your
in
phone.
it, dude. When you're
not
playing
doing
a hockey
anything
game,
else.
do you got time to be like, oh damn, that girl, that guy?
Exactly.
But it's in the moment. It's like do or die, and like nothing's at risk, but it's a good way to just get you out of your own fucking way. But my metric for how good I was doing was I actually had really bad road rage. I would never, rear end it, but I'm all, if you cut me off, I'm on my horn and I got my middle finger up, but as I started doing it, I had these realizations like, oh my God, somebody definitely just cut me off. It's like 10 seconds after I'm like, I didn't even notice. I was just like, okay, well, break time now.
Must be relaxing more.
I definitely still get mad though. But it's not gotten better. It's not moving in a good direction.
Yeah, baby steps.
Exactly.
Yeah, I never did. I always just assume that everybody's got a gun in their car.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of always like held me back.
Yeah,
I don't know. Never did. And then yesterday, that guy.
That's the biggest fact, though. That's the biggest fact.
I have like
and he was like an old. He was like an older man. Like he looked like Guy Fieri's grandpa. So he wasn't like.
You ever see the video of the guy on the semi's hood and on the throughway? The dude's going like 40 or something. I don't know how he got there, but it started in a jam. And the guy got out of his car and got on the truck, and then the truck drove away. And I'm just like, do I really got to beep at you, or are you about to put your ass cheeks on my windshield or something?
See, that's the thing, though, is my anger while driving goes as far as, like, if I pulled up to a red light next to somebody and they were, and I either, like, one of us thought we were going to be mad at each other and they were to simply roll their window down and crack a joke about it, I would be like, I would hang out with this guy. I'm not really that worried about it.
Yeah. No, see, I'm the run you off the road kind of guy.
Cody's got a gun in his car.
You know what, though? He's
about to pop your tires.
I say to myself all the time in those situations, I have a little bit of a different mindset than Andrew because I don't not act on it because I think they have a gun. A lot of times I'll be like, there's no reason for me to do this because if this person...
It's a matter of principle.
Oh, I'm thinking in my head, if this person... Because I do think of that scenario sometimes when I'm angry on the road, but then I think back to, if this person is dumb enough and like just the type of person that over this little... section of road is angry enough to get out and shoot me with a gun, there's obviously not worth my time to go get an argument with this person because they do not
I have the same philosophy at bars too, bro. Like, unless you're like literally threatening my physical safety, I make this joke all the time. This is gonna sound super beta male, but fuck them. If a dude is coming and trying to beef with me and is like, what's good, you looked at me the wrong way, let's fight, I literally am like, down on my knees, here's your kissing your shoes. Am I okay? Can I leave now? Like, I will literally, if he's like, get down, bitch, I don't got no shame, bro. You want to know why? Because I'm not in danger. This guy wants to go on a power trip. Why don't I just jerk him off a little bit, let him have a good night? I go home, I didn't get hit, my knuckles aren't bleeding. Because I don't, in my heart, I'm like, that just is. Now, if he's like grabbing me, I'm going to defend myself. Yeah, you know what I mean? But whatever I got to do to get out of the situation, dude. I'm just like, go ahead, hit me. Nah, dude. But if it's a cock measuring thing, count me out. Yeah. If it's like I have to put my hands on somebody for like safety or shit like that, but it like you're saying, it ain't worth it.
I have the ruler, hoping I don't have to use it.
Cody's like, let's go,
man. But
always strapped.
I've never been a big proponent of bar fights. I've definitely seen them happen,
good. It ain't
and
a good
people
look.
that. Well, my whole thing is when I do get myself to the bar, which is not as often as it used to be, right? So when I go, it's like I want to enjoy my night, and so at that point, your options are either, well, it's 12:30, I can go home now and be angry because I just got in a fight, or I can just enjoy myself until whenever I felt like going home and not worry about it. But
and enjoy a nice cocktail.
Yeah, exactly.
We saw somebody try and do a hit why I'm like, dude, you don't know, somebody's about to run me over. Like,
Yeah.
literally, what do I got to say to you
I know,
to leave
people-
for you to be
people are
like,
crazy.
okay, you could go, but learn your lesson.
Right, because anybody that's coming at you like that, there's
there's a deep problem. Their
Yeah,
dad was mean to
exactly.
them.
The
Their
only-
mom didn't
right.
love them.
But I'll say this though: bar fights and fights at sporting events are two very different things.
Different.
Oh, dude.
Different.
I also don't.
One's one's trashy, and the other one's a little bit more gladiatorial. I guess.
I was
you
gonna
know?
say I don't condone fights
No, it's
at sporting
bad.
events. It is bad, but there's something, and not so much around here, but there's something to say about when you're watching like a sporting event in like Boston or like New York City, Long Island area, and there's people just throwing bombs at each other. Like that's how those people
It's the
came
same
up. Like,
thing
yeah.
as the sax, dude.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the unspoken, wordless bond that you share with other humans under the Boston Celtics logo or the Buffalo Bills logo
Yeah.
or the sax song.
Yeah.
You know?
See, I'm not gonna name drop anybody, but one time I went to a high school wrestling event, and there was one dad or family member talking smack about the other kids. The other guy's kid on the mat, just like running things parents shouldn't say in front of other people's kids about their kids, like while knowing
Fair
damn
enough.
well they're
That's
on
a
the
dangerous
and
thing
I
to
saw,
do.
Yeah.
I saw a grown man from the top of the bleachers dive on another grown man at the bottom of the bleachers. This man dove like a puma over like 8 rows of people.
Yeah.
And just started beating the hell. Like the police had to pull them out, and I'm like, this is a high school wrestling
Oh,
event.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, and there's
0 to 100. Real
youth
quick.
sports also get crazy like that. See, we came from a family where no matter what happened, it was never anybody's fault but mine when it came to things that happened in sporting events.
Mm-hmm.
So it always came back to me getting yelled at rather than like my own father talking bad about another child. It was just my fault. Yeah,
Dude,
why-
that's
yeah.
tough.
What
That's
were you
tough.
doing?
I've
Nothing.
You got to get to the puck quicker,
Yo,
man.
listen here.
walking home a lot.
If any sports people are watching this, Matt Canada is one of the most reliable and fucking agile defensemen you will see on the ice, hands down. Period. Bar none. I'm done.
Hey, well, again, contrary to what my father would say, but I do appreciate it. Yeah. So, but yeah, it would. I know.
Again, is it not comical though to think about? Like, imagine you, grown man, and now imagine you looking at a child you don't know, you don't even know their fucking name, but you're just like,
just
you're
talking
fucking
shit about him.
suck,
Yeah.
bro.
You're trash, guy.
Yeah, you're
like,
trash. Get better. Get
Just
better.
hammer him. Yeah.
There's something
At
going
that
on
point,
there.
yeah, at that
Can't
point.
understand it.
And-
Like there's a
and-
level of there's like a lack of self-awareness in that.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no way because if you
Unless
there's
it's
no way
being
they're,
done
they're
in-
thinking about what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because if you
Oh.
stop and think about that for 2
That's the
seconds,
dairy. That's the dairy. That
And-
he smelled the dairy and
yeah.
acted. No thought.
And
Quick,
people
boom.
are
See,
people
and then
are
the
always
cart
like
with the horse.
right?
in
And
it.
then the cheese is the
The
horse
cheese
is
is now
holding the cheese. in
the
cart.
cheese is somehow now in the cart, and I think the horse might be eating it.
The
I'm
horse,
not-
is, the horse, yeah, the horse
But
is eating cheese.
The problem is too is people then it also becomes a competition too where people are like, oh, parents in this sport are the worst. No, parents in
Yeah.
all fucking youth sports are the worst.
Facts.
I only played 2 of them
Facts.
growing up, hockey and soccer, and I can tell you
Both were bad.
without a doubt there were crazy people on both
Yes.
sides,
And-
like at all times.
And it sucks too, because at the end of the day, youth sports is about physical health, growing personally, showing yourself that you can like accomplish things you work towards, cooperation, friendship,
Teamwork.
memories. It's supposed to be all these good things
Winning.
that
and discipline.
at the
Yeah,
end of the day,
yeah.
it's not actually about the sport or winning, right? It's like the sport playing it over these years just instills positive things in you. You know what I mean? And then these parents are out here fist fighting over like
Yeah.
the match itself, and
Yeah,
it's
I
like, don't you
know.
see that your child is like psychologically and socially happy doing this? Why are you about to like,
Right,
You
it's
know,
all
I
there.
make
know,
it-
and then when you're that kid and all that's going
Yeah,
on
you're
around you, you're
blindsided.
that kid that's sitting there like, oh Jesus, like
Well, and a lot of the times, though, see, I agree with what you say. I mean, I may put a bit more of an emphasis on the winning part.
no,
than-
you
Yeah.
play to win.
Yeah.
But when you look back, you don't go, oh man, I had 500 wins. You go, oh man,
Yeah,
I
it was
remember
so
that
much
game where I
fun,
pushed
yeah.
past my limit, or
Uh-huh.
like that time in
But
the locker
that's
room.
the thing, though, and I've noticed this too because as you know, I've gotten older, I've been able to coach and train different
That's
athletes
awesome.
and stuff like that. And the biggest thing that I think you notice is oftentimes the parents that are the craziest, their kid doesn't even want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's because of the parents. Sometimes it's
trying
just
to,
like
live through
they're
their
making
kid.
they're making me do this. I don't even want to be here. That's why I'm not as good, and that's why they're taking their anger out on every other parent on this team, or the coach or whatever. Like, a rule of thumb to anybody out there that's listening to this, that's like preparing to have a child or wants to have a child in the future, you should never there is not one single reason ever,
Kody,
in my opinion.
Yeah, turn your headphones.
Yeah, hold on.
that a parent should go have a conversation with a coach about their child from an athletic perspective. Like, if you're like, oh, what snack do I need to bring next week? Fine conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna
you
say,
stick to
I
the
know.
carrot sticks.
Usually, when it comes to like sports and everything, like I was in sports as a kid, but like, count me out with any kind of sports talk. I know nothing.
Like, it goes back to what you were saying. Kids play sports for all of these reasons, right? To
Yes.
build these attributes and learn these
Right.
life lessons and whatever. And some people have tried to make arguments against that. But at the end of the day,
Nah.
I agree with it.
Think
because
about
that's-
Rosin,
yeah,
bro.
Exactly.
What did Rosin teach you?
He
Rosin
is-
taught me that if
and-
I put my head down and fucking work, I can do it,
And
dude.
he
That's
is
priceless.
That man is one of a kind.
Yeah.
Anybody, no
And I'm
matter.
glad
if you,
we won a lot
yeah.
too. But like I said, when I go to the job interview, I don't go. We had 20 wins that season. I'm like, I'm thinking about all the things about my character that was
exactly.
built through that
And-
actually makes me.
Yeah, he's a different breed. But but seriously, if you want your kids to learn that stuff, what good is going up to the coach and bitching that?
Yeah.
Oh, like my kid's not playing enough. Like, dude,
Yeah.
it's like 12 under youth soccer. Like, every kid plays the exact
Right.
same.
Yeah, we
right?
don't
Like,
play
there's-
favorites.
We're just
yeah,
trying to
there's
have
no-
them be on the field,
Yeah.
kicking the ball in the
They're
right
trying to do the whole
direction,
fun
hopefully.
Yeah.
friendship thing.
Oh yeah, like my kid's better than that kid. Nobody gives a shit right now.
Yeah,
Man. They're
hey,
8,
brother.
like they're
yeah,
8
wait till
years
he's in
old.
Premier League
Yeah,
in Europe or
exactly.
something.
Exactly.
I
yeah.
don't see your kid on the FIFA video games. So
Yeah.
let's just.
And again, like
Not
kids,
yet, not
kids
yet.
that,
But it's
kids
gonna
that
be.
deal with that shit usually don't even turn out to be all that successful in sports because they don't know how to handle their own. Like, and there was and going back to when we were in high school, it's a big thing that our coaches always talk about. Like, if you have an issue, when you're in high school, you're old enough to go have an adult conversation, or you should
Facts.
be. If you have an issue, why is your mom calling you? You're a 17-year-old male.
Dude,
like,
yeah.
come to me and have a fucking conversation
And ask, hey,
Yeah.
why aren't I playing? Is there anything I could do?
And you know what? Any good coach will say, like, and sometimes, and I'm not saying you're gonna like the answer, but they'll give you the opportunity to go out there and prove yourself and at least try to become better. So that shit drives me crazy. That was my PSA to parents everywhere. I don't know how we got on that. Sometimes I just get ranting.
I love it, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's a great call. When I went down to school in Florida for my first year, I had to get an apartment, and they had like a thing through the school for like you can find roommates and stuff. And this woman called me for her son one day to like ask if I wanted to like room with her son.
Interesting.
I was like-
very weird first impression.
It's so fucking crazy.
Do you have sex with their mom? They're the first one that talked to you.
True. That's
Well,
fair
it's
game.
on
Clearly,
the
they
table.
think you're
It's on the
I think
table at that
clearly,
point.
they think you're a kind gentleman,
Right.
good, respectable guy, good influence on their son. Who could be his dad?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I like that.
At that point, you're absolutely right, though.
You have to become your roommate's stepfather. Yeah, that's
Right,
the only-
and look,
yeah.
if that's the role that is thrust upon you to thrust upon his mom, then that's the way it has to go.
I don't know.
Because at that point, if he can't,
I'm just pleading the fifth in general.
I mean, that's like your mom asking us to be on this podcast.
yeah,
I'd
that,
walk in the room
She
and
does
go,
book the show, though. She does have some really great guest recommendations.
shout out Mrs.
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she's
she's
a
always
great booker.
trying. Yeah.
That's great, dude.
I'm kind of mad I didn't get that phone call.
Yeah, she's so busy. She's so busy with other.
Yeah.
See,
Well,
that's-
we're not
elements.
currently in the market for a stepfather is the problem. So
Ah.
that's why, yeah.
That's okay. See, that's a way more professional setting.
That's
not talking
Chad.
about living
That's-
arrangements.
that's
We're
a
talking
Chad
about
thing.
business.
Chad is the only single guy in the
Yo,
band.
Chad
so,
is a
like,
sexy, smart,
all you
ripped
moms
as
out
fuck.
there-
This dude can't even walk through that door right now. He's so goddamn ripped.
And who
he
cares?
plays the bass,
Who
which is
cares
kind
if
of
he
like a
plays
guitar,
bass,
which
you
is
know?
cool.
He can sing, and he used to play saxophone and piano. And
Hey, dude, I just
That's
think
enough
it's
said.
cool that he's playing an instrument that's kind of like a guitar, because a guitar is really cool.
Right.
And a bass is like definitely kind of like a guitar. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I know, and it's like one.
I'm about to see Chad later.
One
He's
is a
literally gonna
man's
kick my
instrument,
ass.
and one is a child's play toy.
Yeah.
I always say this to
plaything.
Chad. I say, sometimes he'll pick up a guitar and I'd say, listen, I know bassists can't count past 4 and there's 6 strings on there, so if you need
Well,
help, let
ours
me know.
have 7.
Yeah, that's true.
See, this is interesting because as somebody who doesn't know much about bands,
This is like
my
an
only
inside.
knowledge of the bass is from the movie I Love You Man. And in that they make the bass sound unbelievable.
Hey, the bass is
So-
every
The bass.
instrument is
Slap the bass.
amazing. We're just busting Chad's balls.
Fair.
Chad, we love you. No,
And we love your bass.
but it's a
playing.
joke. It's a joke. There's always beef between the guitar community and the bass community.
See,
I'm
no,
in
this
for it.
is this is us
yeah.
getting back at Chad because like we'll be like showing up to Chris's house to like record or just like run through parts or whatever, and I'll be like, "Hey guys, I got a bunch of stuff. Can you come give me a hand?" And he'll come up and he'll pick up my guitar for me, and he'll be like, "What is this? It's kind of light."
Yeah.
He's like,
He
"You
calls
should
them
really
baby
upgrade to a
basses.
man's instrument." He's like, "Look how thin your strings are."
Yeah, it's equally received and dished. Definitely.
Right.
That's what you have to have, though. That has to be part of the dynamic.
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
all the time. We're always just like busting on each other about literally the stupidest shit.
Literally
usually.
anything. I think it's so funny, Andrew. You talked about impersonations with Cody. He's impersonating you, I assume, right? Was that the?
He would I saw him do
Well,
it to
it's just
everybody.
various,
sometimes it
just
was
various.
Zuccheri.
This
or
guy is
even
so goddamn entertaining. Like, if the band falls through, Cody, if you're not a voice actor, I'm gonna stab you,
Chad.
bro.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Dude, this guy can literally sound like anyone, and like he's just, and that's part of what makes him a good singer. So I think like voice actors have a natural knack to be good singers because there's a lot of familiarity with your vocal cords and
Right.
like deep voice, high voice, raspy, this,
Yeah.
that. Cody really does have like a good command at that. Like I think Cody could be a killer voice actor, and it definitely doesn't hurt with the singing too.
So we have a thing on here where we never put people on the spot because neither of us like to get put on the spot. But
Understandable.
forewarning, if you ever were to come back on the show, there would probably be a pre-request
have to.
where you would
We
have
have
to prepare
to.
maybe some type of what's it called?
I don't know.
I just can't think of the word. You
little
guys are gonna laugh at impersonation.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
little
prepare
bit,
some
little
type
bit.
of. Yeah, maybe not even a bit, but give us maybe a list of names that we can rattle off and you can
Oh,
impersonate.
yeah.
Andrew Canada.
I can do like Hank Hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I always wish I could do him.
He can do he does Trump really well too.
Oh, dude,
It's so funny. The one we were just having a band meeting and fucking Ryan, who honestly, like Ryan and Cody do a lot of like social media stuff. So like Ryan is kind of trying to give us the lowdown on whatever. I can't even remember what it was, which is bad. But and Cody just keeps acting like Trump, dude. While Ryan's like kind of trying to talk to everybody, and me and Chad just keep laughing at Cody, and Ryan's like, "Come on, guys, be serious." Let's
and then
go,
immediately as he said that, I went into full Trump face. Just
And Chad literally
You
is
fired.
like, Chad's like, all right, we're going to be serious. So Ryan turns and starts talking, and Cody's right here with the squished up face, and he just goes, "You fired." But he's killer at impersonation.
Man, that's awesome.
He just throws them in, too, just randomly. you know?
Yeah.
Very spontaneous.
Oh, dude, me in the booth doing vocal recordings is
Oh,
just
my God.
it's hilarious because
I'm surprised you're not doing it right now. Anytime Cody can hear himself in his ears, he's just like, whoa.
see
Whoa.
I started doing it. I started doing it when I sat down and had the headphones on, and then I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna embarrass.
No, this is
myself.
what he
There's
does.
cameras
He
on.
goes, taco in a bag.
Dude, and I
Taco.
did say
Yeah,
talk.
he
Did
say
I
taco in
not
the back.
reference
It was
it
one of the
earlier?
very first things that
When I do
that-
mic
yeah.
checks, that's it, dude.
Yeah.
For real, it's like it's a reoccurring thing. I mean, if you've never been to like a youth football game and they just had taco in a bag and you just ate it, not even questioning what's inside the bag. Basically, for those of you who are uncultured and don't know, it's a bag of Doritos with taco stuff in it, like the meat and the toppings. That's about as far as it goes.
Not
And
the cheese or the sour cream, because Cody's a heathen.
dude, I'm a picky eater, but I do like
I don't
taco.
like sour cream either.
You know what's funny? I
So
have.
gross,
Whoa.
Here's the thing: is I'm never gonna say that I was a picky eater, with the exception of like Brussels sprouts. I hate Brussels sprouts.
Bro, you
But-
eat nuts.
No, see, I don't like Brussels sprouts. But I never really used to eat sour cream There was just something about it that I just assumed that I wouldn't like it.
Yeah, it's like
And
delicious. Amazing.
Probably like
Great with many dishes.
Probably like
how dare you not like it?
Probably like 3 or 4 months ago, I got something that had sour cream on it, and I was like, dude, this is hitting a little different
You came
today.
to your
Like, I
senses,
usually get it
brother.
without sour cream. I forgot to order it without sour cream. I was hungry. I'm not the type of person to throw a fuss. I'm like, I'm just going to bury it.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is hitting a little different today. And ever since then, fucking sour cream on everything.
Yeah.
I keep it in the fridge.
I'm ready
I do
to
it
die
all.
on this hill. So.
Yeah. And
I believe that. I believe that 100%.
yeah, and shortly prior, like, I had the same kind of life realization with mayonnaise. It was like,
Yeah,
I would get mayonnaise on things in public that mayonnaise came on, but
Yeah.
I would never. You know how people will make their own like sandwich at their house and put mayonnaise on it.
I've heard
I
that
would
people do
never.
that. I've never done it myself.
I would no see that. Yeah, I would have never put mayo on my own sandwich. Now I'm like, I need mayonnaise on a sandwich to make it taste
Yes.
the proper way.
I don't even
dude.
want to get into sandwiches. I've had some of the most disgusting
dude.
sandwiches.
See,
in my entire
my
life.
go-to sandwich, and this one actually involves no mayo. It's basic to me. Some people don't like it. It's bologna, pepper jack cheese, and spicy nacho Doritos.
Love it.
See, you lost me a long time
See, here's
ago.
the thing. You could take 3 foods and, like, I would say there's a strong bet that I'd eat all 3 foods individually or even together. I mean, maybe not ice cream and hot sauce, right? There's a few out there.
Yeah, I mean
But
Doritos.
I'm pretty open. I mean,
Dude,
if you
if
hand me
you've
a
never done
sandwich
it,
and say
you're
there's
missing
pickles and fucking sriracha and plain Lay's chips on it, I'm definitely going to take at least one bite because I want to know.
Yeah. I
And then when I don't like it, I go, no more bites. That wasn't good. You know? But anybody who's like, ew, no, I'm never doing
to me,
that.
you could put Doritos on it. I've dipped a Dorito in a chocolate.
Just lick
fountain
it. Just
before.
go, you got to try before you know.
Chocolate covered Dorito is one of the
Wait.
craziest things I've ever done, and it was 100% worth it. I've never had the opportunity to do it again because most people don't have chocolate fountains out and Doritos out at the same time. But it was my confirmation party, or no, it was my first communion party. I was like 11 years old, and I was granted that opportunity. And I'll never forget.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a high point. Andrew, are we going on too long about food right now? Is
No.
this okay? Because I think I got one more maybe note about
Keep
this.
it-
food.
yeah,
I got a good buddy who lives in Florida now. You know who you are, and if you're watching this, I literally love you, bro.
Hi, Tony.
So he is a very picky eater. Now, when I say a very picky eater, I mean this guy could go to a French-named restaurant, as in like a fancy restaurant, right? And he will literally order mac and cheese, chicken nuggets, or French fries, or chicken fingers. Literally nothing else. No vegetables, no fruit.
Sounds
no
like my girlfriend.
nutrients, bro. I'm literally telling him, I'm like, dude, have you ever eaten a fucking strawberry? He's like, no, they're gross. He's like, they have seeds in them. What if I just crunch the seeds? I'm like, dude, you don't even get it. You don't crunch the seeds. And also,
that's me.
strawberries are fucking... If anybody here says that they don't like strawberries, it's about to get real serious in
So-
here. You know how I said it's cold? It's about to heat up in this motherfucker.
So my first time going to La Galera, I got the chicken tenders and French fries
Oh my
because
God,
I'm that
dude.
picky
Get
even
fucking
eater.
Awful.
refried
That's
beans.
awful.
Where else can you get refried
I
beans
don't
other
eat
than
refried beans. I don't eat beans before they're fried or refried a second time.
I have a-
beans are my least favorite.
See,
food.
I have a
I like
problem
green
when you're
beans.
eating-
I like them when they're
if you
I have an
fr- if
issue
you
with
have
people
fresh
that don't
beans,
like
that's a different
beans.
story. But that's,
Because
that's
to
the only
me,
time.
like, I don't know. I love chili.
Nope.
This past year, I started making my own chili.
Yo,
I had
yeah.
fun.
Hit me
And
up
I-
with the dish.
Dude,
I love chili.
I was making some bomb chili.
You make it spicy?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But-
okay.
People like won't eat chili because there's beans in it,
Yeah,
and I'm
I know.
like,
Whack. Dumb.
yo, you would eat a? I mean, I guess maybe if it's like a bite with a lot of beans,
Bro.
there would be a little bit of an uncomfortable
Yeah.
texture for you. But you are not even realizing that you wouldn't taste like a bean,
Nah, dude,
but it
what's-
still adds to the flavor of
adds
the
to-
chili.
the
I'm gonna do you a
flavor.
solid. Just start naming off like not
Oh my God,
exactly
don't
your
even
recipe,
do it.
But
Don't
like
even
go
do
through
it.
what you would put
Don't even
in,
do
a,
it.
in a normal chili.
All he's going to say is, I like the water in the broth.
I mean, it's basic. It's literally
And I'll
like
just say no as you say it.
celery,
No.
Okay.
onions,
No,
beans,
no.
ground beef,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like
I don't live in a cave.
Diced tomatoes?
Diced tomatoes and tomato
No.
paste.
No.
No. I like fresh tomatoes. Like
So
I'll
you
eat
just
it like
throw
an
that
apple.
ground beef
But you
in the
dice
pan,
them
brother.
and pull them out of a can or anything
Well,
like that.
and this is what. So I've had this conversation with my roommate because I'll make like a big ass pot of chili, and he's like, "Dude, I don't fucking eat
What
beans."
the fuck is wrong with these people?
I'm literally like,
What's wrong with you making a whole pot of chili, not knowing if anyone else is gonna eat
because
it?
I'll eat it, and you can freeze it. It's
Bro,
chili.
yeah, you put it in the freezer.
Yo,
That's
and
meal prep,
Here's
baby.
my thing, though.
Who eats
too,
leftovers?
is He's like,
Oh,
what kind of heathens
my
are you?
God.
yeah. See, that's wild too.
I cook to what's gonna be eaten. I don't want leftovers.
I
Well,
cook
how do do
specifically
for you?
I
You know
cook
what?
specifically to allow myself the ability to eat that same meal for at least the
Yes,
next
I'm trying
3
to cook
days.
once and eat for 4 days.
Yeah.
The only
dude.
time that's not true for me is like when I'm making like Chevette's chicken because
I've
that
been-
shit'll be good on salads cold. Like,
Yeah,
but
that's-
like
I've been living
pizza,
off Chipotle.
I don't like getting big amounts of pizza if I'm gonna eat pizza because like if I get like a half tray, I'll eat like maybe 3 slices and then the rest of it would get cold and I won't eat
See,
it.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, if I'm ordering pizza on like a Sunday,
If the
I'll order like
yeah.
a full tray and I'll eat that. I mean, I would like to say I'll eat that shit till Thursday, but I'll consistently on the day eat so much pizza like as I walk by the box that it maybe lasts me till Tuesday.
Dude, and it's funny
Hold
because
on.
the
we
one
got to get Andrew's take here. Andrew, what do you feel about this whole? I mean, are you not about to eat pizza because it's cold?
Oh no, you
Or
lost
it's a
me
couple-
at
it's
the
a day
leftover-
old?
Cody lost me. He lost me at
At
the
leftovers, I don't
Yeah,
even.
for
I know
sure.
what kind of trust fund kid shit is that, dude?
What are you saying?
You got long hair and tattoos. You're in a rock band, and you're like,
Yeah.
I would never eat leftovers.
Yeah,
Only
honestly,
hot
I like a
meals.
nice crisp salad and photosynthesis.
Yeah, my friend also from Florida, he always says, I'm not a giraffe, so no, I won't have any lettuce or grass. I'm not a rabbit.
I like I like a Caesar salad, like if it's like a pre-meal. You know what I mean? If you're eating like a salad and then like some pasta, I will never be on board regardless of how much stuff is in the salad. If it's primarily lettuce based, it's not a meal to me.
Fair enough.
No, that's fair.
That's a
That's
side.
fair.
That's a side.
Yeah. Like you could put
There's a difference.
chicken,
There's a
bacon.
clear difference.
You could load that shit up.
Yo.
It's not
If
a
I
meal
went to
me.
Olive Garden and I was just like, bring me your finest salad, and they just bring me a bowl of lettuce and some ranch or something, I'm gonna be pissed off about
See,
that.
Olive
That's not
Garden's a little
meal.
bit different because I'll go to Olive Garden and get soup salad breadsticks, unlimited soup salad breadsticks, and I will house the shit out of as many salads and soups and breadsticks as they're willing to put in my face.
Facts.
Until I'm physically forced to leave,
Yep.
I will sit there and dummy minestrone soup,
Yes,
and I will. Yeah, there's not. It's
Dude,
not
I got
even a
Italian
question.
wedding there.
See,
or
now you
anything
guys
like
are
that?
starting to speak a different language. Again.
Oh wait, so
Well,
I
That
think I'm
Olive Garden
gonna.
talk.
I think I'm gonna open a different can of worms. Is that okay?
I'll allow it.
This is your episode.
No, this
for you
is
guys.
your
You can do whatever you
podcast.
want. No.
Well,
I
when
need
you
to
come
share-
in here,
I mean,
you
in
come
that
here,
case, if
yours.
it's gonna
You
be that
guys
kind of
need
part.
to. You guys need to weigh in on this, and I'm not gonna tell you which side of this coin I'm on. Okay, but this is an argument me and my girlfriend had the other day. Are shorts a type of pants?
So you want to know? This is going to be off the cuff straight away. This is an
Like,
interesting debate.
could you say, oh yeah, shorts are they're like when I say pants, I'm also referring to shorts as in
Yes.
there are different type of pants.
So here's the thing, and this is what I'll say first.
And think about it. Think
this
about
brings
it.
me into a
Or are they
counterpoint,
different?
But I was at the Outlet Mall today, and
shorts are shorts.
Outlet Mall
It's the
mandatory.
biggest difference.
Outlet Mall mandatory. I'm going to Marshalls because Marshalls is inexpensive, and that's the best way to do it. And in Marshalls, they don't have a short section; they have a pants section in which shorts and pants are mixed together.
Okay,
Yeah.
but now here's the question: when you're folding your laundry and you're putting stuff away, do they go in the same or different drawers?
exactly.
Because
What
if
are
they
we
go in the
doing
same,
here?
then I guess
So,
then I get.
here's
but
what
I
I
put them
do.
in different because, like, if I'm looking for pants, I don't want to go through 10 pairs of shorts.
This might throw people off a bit, and it might make me sound a little bit insane. But when I do laundry and I put it away, I do like. So bear with me here. I do pants and shorts in the same drawer, and then below it.
Why
I
are you
do-
saying pants and shorts though?
Okay, long pants and
Yes,
shorts in the
yes.
same drawer.
Are
and
they
then,
different or are they?
Well,
not?
wait,
hold
and
on,
then
no.
I do sweatpants and athletic shorts in a different drawer. So I have two drawers. One is like khaki shorts, khaki long pants,
Yeah.
we'll call them, and jeans and shit like that. And then the other one is sweats and like gym shorts.
So now let's move this slightly. Think about it, because we're thinking about the lower half. If Are we
Same
both
with a
not?
t-shirt.
Are we both not wearing shirts right now?
But
because
like,
mine have short sleeve and yours are longer than mine.
But that's
clearly.
kind of like saying this is a form of a V-neck without the V. You know, the V's not there, but this is essentially a V-neck shirt. Right, I could put it under that category, just slightly modified. Where, like, you know,
But
can we say that about shorts?
but
I
also-
showed my hand. I said I wasn't going to show what side of the coin.
It
I'm on.
also
they're
comes in-
different, bro.
It also, I think,
I
it would
don't
be
know,
an easier
actually. I don't
argument
know.
if the names were different. Because when you bring up the T-shirt point, excuse
Yeah.
me, you call a T-shirt a T-shirt and a long sleeve
Sleeve a
T-shirt a
long-
long sleeve tee. Like that's a
Uh-huh.
long sleeve tee. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Where you don't call shorts like half pants or
You're
whatever.
right.
you know what I mean?
So then they're different things. Is
Well,
what you're saying.
Hold on, let's.
I think that the term shorts
Mm-hmm.
comes
From short pants.
from short pants.
Uh-huh.
Shorts is short for short
You're
pants.
burying me
See.
here. My girlfriend sees this, I will rue the day.
That's
I-
the problem with bringing up arguments that you've
I
had with your
know,
girlfriend on the
I
podcast.
know.
I've ran into this issue in the past. If they don't go your way, then
I'm about
there's
to have
physical-
shorts on in the
yeah.
car. She's gonna go, nice
Yeah,
pants.
there's
there, killer."
physical proof now that you are wrong.
And like if Matthew's
Bridge
walking around the
burn.
house in just his underwear, I'll tell him go put some pants on.
But
if he
if
puts
he
on
puts
shorts
shorts-
on,
right.
then I'm not telling you
damn,
to put
these
other
are
pants on.
solid.
I think
And
that
that's a
maybe it's
bullshit
just
thing
that.
to say to somebody. If you're in the comfort of your own home,
Yeah,
But I
You
don't
should
want
be
to
allowed
see
to
it.
be
I
in
don't
your
want
you
to
know,
see
I
it.
should have expected this
But-
because Andrew definitely just sat. I saw you. I took philosophy in college, so I know what a thinking face looks
Look
like.
at me, I'm Andrew.
Everybody
whatever.
we're all over here, rah, 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 and Andrew just was like,
Andrew's also only ever worn maybe 3 to 4 pairs of shorts
you
in
made
his life.
you made some
Dude, that's
killer
me too.
points.
He has-
I think I concede.
He has a pair of
actually.
shorts that he wears when he plays basketball. I'm talking when we were in high school and we would go on like our spring break from high school to Florida with our family. 95 degrees, blazing sun. Andrew's rocking a pair of jeans.
It's what I was comfortable in.
Hold on,
I wear
let's-
shorts
let's-
now, though.
Are you wearing shorts right now?
I'm wearing shorts.
And you're wearing shorts,
Yeah.
but we're wearing jeans.
But we're wearing pants.
and that's
but
how
I just
I've
said
always
pants instead of so the term pants
It's a semantic thing.
can
I think. at the
well
end
I
of the
think that,
day.
you know what I think that honestly the problem is here that the English language is just not
so
developed
fucked
enough
up, yeah.
to fully express the subtle nuances in this type of clothing.
In that shit that covers your dick and butt cheeks. you know?
Exactly.
So
I mean, all chaps are assless.
all right. So here's the thing. We're gonna go around. We're gonna go around the table. We're gonna start with me. We're gonna end with Andrew. We're gonna go around the table. Are shorts, pants, yes or no? Lock it in. Hey, there's no more debate in this. This is a
Yeah,
lock it
this
in.
is it.
My answer comes in as yes.
Shorts are pants.
Right now, I have to answer that they're not. You can't find. I mean, I guess I could be wrong in this, but like when you go to find like swimwear,
I thought we
They
said
have
we were
swim
done
trunks.
debating.
I know,
this,
I know,
dude.
I know,
You gotta
I know,
lock
I know.
it in.
They're
Swim,
not-
swim trunks are different. That's a totally different
I
category.
guess
yeah.
because it's swimwear. Okay, you're right. I'm changing the subject. They are not the same.
Okay.
Putting my foot down.
We're at one
I
yes, one no.
will say this: my inside is like they are fucking different. However, my brain hole after hearing Andrew's words, which by the way, Carly, if you said any of those words to me, he just said it way better, so it was way more convincing. But they are indeed pants are shorts. Shorts are.
So we're at
Pants
2
and shorts,
yeses,
same
1 no.
thing.
Andrew, this could be the deciding vote.
Andrew, if you flip
Cards
your
are on your
answer
table.
after
What? I'm not-
convincing
what?
me, you're sitting with the thinking
He
face
does
again.
that
It
shit.
looks like you're
he does
thinking.
that shit, by the way.
Are you about to
Yeah.
flip your answer after making me jump ship?
No.
He has.
You're my
Andrew,
brother.
answer the question. Andrew has no integrity, by the way, when it comes
That's
to
so
voting.
fucking.
You'll see.
That's
We're
not
about to
true.
All right, answer
Oh my
yes or
God.
no.
The shorts do fall under the category of pants.
Yes,
Yes,
3
let's
yeses,
go.
1 no. Lock that in.
I
so,
mean, I applaud you for sticking to your guns.
and
but
as we
12 Angry Men.
as we come, as
I read it.
as
let's
we
sit in
kind of
this
come,
studio for another 16 hours until we get to the
yeah,
bottom
and
of
this is the thing. As we kind of come to the end of this episode, we stumble upon the Who Would Win of the Week, and I'm not going to say that
Oh
it's
my
the most
fucking God.
excited battle that we've ever had. Not that I don't look forward to it, but I think it might be the most excited debate that I'm ready for because we've already had. I want to put us at 3 spirited debates in this episode, and we haven't even yet to get to the Who Would Win of the Week.
I'm ready.
So the Who Would Win of the Week this week is Mick Jagger versus Steven Tyler. Two, all-time frontmen in different bands. kind of similar fellas in some ways. I bet you sometimes people that don't know would like mistake them for each other.
Understandable.
Matthew, where do you want to start with this one?
Opening stat: both parties come in at 5'10", same
Okay.
exact height.
That's
And that
very
is something
interesting.
that's very important to me in these fights because it makes a difference.
Why do you know this?
My
reach.
Yeah, I looked it
You
up.
gotta have the reach.
Yeah. So
That's interesting.
both
I really
parties
thought
come in
Mick
at
Jagger
5'10".
was going to be shorter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Steven Tyler just looks like a noodle or like
They're both.
Gumby.
He does look like Gumby. He's a Gumby ass motherfucker. They're both super skinny.
So
Yes.
with that being said, now the floor is open for discussion.
Okay, I'm not gonna say Mick Jagger's ugly, but definitely people say Mick Jagger's ugly.
But you can't sit there and say Mick Jagger's ugly and Steven Tyler is like some Adonis.
No, but I don't think that. Like, I think that in the public eye, at least, Mick Jagger's ugliness may enter levels of like SpongeBob in the movie theater, where like, hi, I'm ugly, but I hope you could still enjoy the movie, and then her face melts off. Do you know what I mean?
But
so
would
I
you
see
not
that as a
agree,
weapon.
though, that both still, regardless of their appearance, have become sex icons of sorts?
Oh,
Yeah.
easy. I'm just saying. I think there's this.
You're just saying
weird-
you wouldn't
oh,
have
yeah,
sex with them.
No.
Okay.
I mean, no.
They're very charismatic guys.
Again, I
feel
just
like
have
you
to
spent a
see
little
is
time
the
with
green
him. Very
gas going to
generous.
come out of his face like in SpongeBob or not? Because I think that's an advantage.
I don't
So
even know what to say about it.
This would
This
be a
has to be
very like.
Steven Tyler also could definitely grab one of Mick Jagger's teeth with just the pointer and the thumb. Pop it
This
out.
has to be preferenced with one person here saying that they have a large amount of knowledge of music, history, facts, or something of that nature. So
Well, I mean, there's several.
I feel like you metaphorically just
put
put
on a
on
monocle.
Professor
Yeah.
So I mean, in if we're talking musically, if you put them in a vocal battle, I don't think it's a competition. If we're talking about like in their prime, not right here, right now, but like in their prime, I think Steven Tyler would walk all over him. But then if we're talking fist fight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger would destroy
Steven
him.
Tyler-
He's just got the moves. And
does.
like he
Really?
can bob
Now
and
that's
weave.
something
and
I
he-
didn't think about.
and
Wow.
a defensive defensive mindset, you got to think like he can bob and weave like really well
Yeah.
compared like Steven Tyler. He's leaning into the punches.
Yeah, you know what? Mick Jagger's got the grit where Steven Tyler seems like the type of dude who doesn't like blue M&Ms in the cup at backstage. Where Mick Jagger seems like he don't mind getting a little dirt under his nails,
But
kicking a
also,
guy in
like,
the
Dude,
balls.
I
Steven
think
Tyler
Mick Jagger's
in his
picking out
prime.
those M&Ms. I think if
You
Mick
think so?
Jagger sees
Yeah,
blue
yeah.
M&Ms, somebody's gonna
Oh,
fall.
But
okay,
we're also
okay,
thinking
all right,
like
all right.
Steven Tyler for sure in his prime was all up on drugs, and so he would probably end up.
Yeah,
winning
and
the-
this is a
But
prime.
we're also talking about Mick Jagger, so him in his prime.
Is this
was
a
also on
controlled
fair-
environment? Like, are we
Yeah,
drug
this is-
testing them? They
no,
can't
they
use
can.
steroids?
They can do.
Oh, they can do
No,
anything.
they can't take special drugs for the fight,
Okay.
but they can be on the regular dose of drugs,
Drugs that-
and we grab them and toss them in a ring.
Oh,
Then
Okay.
neither of them are mentally there.
Or then we can have them be sober.
the only way we can see them fight at that point is take said
Here's a-
drugs and drop it in between them and see who comes out. alive.
And that's been done before as incentive to get the two parties to fight. So if the fight is for they're both sober, but the winner of the fight receives the drugs.
Drugs. Ooh.
I don't know if that's a fair way to do it either, because I don't know
Yeah.
either of them's drug history.
Yeah, again, I'm not big, on, like, I don't know, like, their personal life. I mean, I definitely don't know how tall they are,
look.
except you told me that
It was
apparently the same
a
size.
long time ago, and there was like way less like
Yeah.
not that they had less eyes on them, but they had like they didn't have social
Yeah.
media or anything.
Well, listen, man,
But-
you got to understand, this was before cocaine was bad for you.
No, yeah,
right,
that's
right.
so true.
It just came
Wait,
out and was the
cocaine's-
best.
We'll talk about that
Okay.
later. I think that there would be a lot of movement in this fight.
Definitely light
there
on their
would be
feet.
a lot of yes. I
A
think
whole
both
lot
of
of
them
this.
would. I know Mick Jagger is more famous for his moves and such, and I do think that his agility would be more dynamic than Steven Tyler, but I think both of them would be able to do a pretty good job.
Oh, dude, this is so
floating
tough.
around.
The more I think about, kind of just caricaturing these guys,
Yeah.
Steven Tyler could probably catch a punch in his mouth.
See,
Now it's one arm versus 2 arms. At that point, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's
imagine
there's
Mick
never been
Jagger,
a rule made
boom,
against biting
huh?
in the Hoodwink
Oh,
League.
yes,
Arm
yes,
chomp,
yes.
stuck. He's got one arm to defend himself. You got 2. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
but
see, if we're not careful,
but if I'm
this
Mick Jagger,
fight
my
can
counterpoint
become-
to my hand ending up in Steven Tyler's mouth is to grab whatever you can, whether it be a tongue or a
Grab that
uvula.
fucking uvula.
Grab anything and just start yanking.
Oh, yeah.
You just start yanking.
Just start using your fingers,
Milking
as
the
like
cow.
a punching bag, like a
Yeah, like you're flicking. You're flicking.
Hey,
yeah.
you brought it there, dude.
You're flicking Steven Tyler's uvula as if you were punching a speed bag.
Okay. But see, I don't know if that's... See, you could flick that uvula. Oh, actually, then he's about to... Ugh.
Yeah, then he throws your arm back up out of your mouth.
Okay, touche.
You did get me on that one.
My hands are tied.
Sorry, boss.
Although I do think that physically, Mick Jagger does have the edge because I know from the drug use, Steven Tyler's foot is really fucked up.
Oh.
I think he could still make some motions, but he's got that Mr. Deeds foot.
Oh,
Like
no.
for real, like he's got like a black foot.
Yo, Mr.
But
D.
he also has all those fucking scarves.
Yeah.
So what are you using them as like a weapon, like a whip?
Oh, absolutely. Whip,
Can
Yeah,
we
you
use
never
mic
see, like-
stands in this situation?
No,
No
There's-
mic stand,
because
but he's always wearing. No, it's different. It's different. The scarves are basically a part of.
you're
him
right.
at this point.
It's like Ghost Rider in the Chain.
You guys
Yes.
don't understand. I'm a pretty big anime guy, and I totally can see a fucking character who wears scarves and ribbons and can just fucking shoot them.
Yes,
at their
exactly.
arms and
Something like that.
manipulate them. Yeah,
But I think it's like you ever see Jackie Chan get
that's
attacked
what I'm
with
saying,
a
But
No.
knife?
counterpoint
He's
to
too
the
quick. I've never seen
counterpoint to the scarf argument, though,
Shit.
if you're gonna talk about Mick Jagger's ability to move, do you not think he could combat Steven Tyler's use of scarf based off of?
all I'm
sheer
saying is
movement?
if we're gonna give
now
Steven
now
Tyler-
you're tying
Yeah.
that back in, very good point.
if we're gonna give Steven Tyler fucking scarf powers, then we gotta give Mick Jagger the SpongeBob Ugly Breath powers. It's only fair to level it out to get this
Well,
supernatural
but that's not fair.
Exactly.
element.
I don't think it's a supernatural element
No.
though.
Oh, okay. You
That's
think-
not exactly what I'm
No,
talking about.
he's using it like
He
they're
tied-
nunchucks
flips them
almost.
Oh,
okay,
like as a
okay.
physical blunt object.
Okay, so
Right.
then Mick Jagger really won't brush his teeth for 6 weeks leading up to this fight. I
Okay,
mean,
see,
can we
now,
give him
now
that
we're-
at least?
But we don't know
And
if
some
he
garlic?
did that or not, so we can't use that in actual.
But we know for a fact Tyler's
that
going to be
Steven
bringing the
Tyler
scarf game.
has the
Right.
scarves and is quite familiar with them.
So I
and
think
probably
that those,
like
yeah.
like a grandma bag. You know?
I think
Yeah, I
that,
think you're right.
and I might be jumping the gun here.
Don't put the cart before the horse, brother.
No, I'm gonna.
But where's
no,
the cheese?
it's the horse is in the cart right now,
Oh,
and
no.
that shit's on my back,
Yeah.
and I'm going Oregon Trail style. I'm gonna get
Oh,
there anyway
no.
I have to.
You just got syphilis.
Yeah. Whether I get syphilis or not, I'm going. I think that based off of, and I didn't even think about this going into the fight, but based off of ability to move alone, I like Mick Jagger in this fight.
I think I'm leaning more and more towards Mick Jagger.
I think that the scarves can
I think the
counteract
scarves
that. I think the
matter
scarf-
so much.
But
The scarves
okay,
do
so
matter.
let's put it like this. All right, and I'll ask you guys this because I don't know. If you
Okay.
say that
I
the
got it.
scarves and the movement cancel out,
They don't.
you think that the scarves are more powerful than the movement?
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is you move around a lot, and I'll come at you with a scarf, and you'll be tied to that chair in seconds. And then what do you have?
See, just
But
because
then what do you
but,
have?
but
just
Matt
because-
doesn't have the moves like Jagger. If he had
Just
the moves like
because-
Jagger, he wouldn't
and
be
just
this in it.
because-
Well, then bring Mick Jagger in here,
Just
and I'm no
because
Steven
you
Tyler, but give
wear-
me a scarf.
No,
Somebody
no.
get Mick.
Just because you wear a scarf a lot doesn't mean that you necessarily have
Can use it as a nunchuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on this
Yeah.
page now.
Listen,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it couldn't come to
now
his
that's
use.
bullshit.
I'm not saying that it couldn't come to his use
At-
in
at
defense.
best, it's
like
a
how I would use
strangle item.
how I would use the scarf, and this is the only way I can imagine him being able to use the scarf to his advantage is a scarf toss to blind Mick Jagger. Quick strike.
He's a dirty man.
Like
Yeah.
sand in the eyes.
Yes, like sand in the eyes. But, and this is why I say they cancel out, because if we're going to give Mick Jagger the status that he has and his ability to move and dance around and be light on his toes, I think that scarf, although it may put him in a position he didn't want to be in, I think he can still avoid that fatal blow.
There's only one person who cannot be affected by sand in the eye in any situation, and that's Chuck Norris, and he's not involved.
Yeah, no. we don't like to put Chuck Norris.
All
in
I
fights.
gotta say is the only way I see this see Steven Tyler using the scarf is like if it were now. Before I say this, is this a fight to the death, or is there a ref and are we gonna call it?
No, it would never end by decision.
It would never. It would be an opponent tapping out or death.
Yeah.
Or knockout, something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm saying if this is to the death, then the only thing I see
Those guys
him
are both
using
so
the towel
brittle.
is maybe in a struggle on the ground. Like one of them dirty, gritty, fucking.
Yeah, there's no. This
he
is
pulls
prison,
out the scarf and
Yeah.
gets behind him, but other than that, I
minus
don't think,
Shanks. This is pretty much a prison fight. Like there's no
prison fight, and
facts.
there's no moves, and there's no scarves. If we're putting it down bare knuckle, Steven Tyler's
Again, if you're gonna throw a scarf, ready?
Okay, listen. First of all, when it comes to the scarves, I think you guys are dead wrong. I think everything you've said is incorrect. The two of you.
Unbelievable.
I'm not done talking.
Hey, give the man his sword. Give the man his
one more
sword.
thing to say.
We don't agree with him, but give him his time.
That's right.
That's right. Shut up.
Here's the
However, I do think that Mick Jagger would be able to outlast the Scarves physically because that guy still does shows for hours and he moves the whole time. He does not stop moving. I think that the stamina that Mick Jagger
you
has.
know what they say about moves.
Yeah, but we're talking.
moves.
But I thought we agreed earlier in their prime.
Moves like Jagger.
You yelled at me.
Still.
You just yelled at me, by the way, Andrew, and then made my point for me.
That's why I wanted you to shut up because I had some more things to say.
Yeah.
My decision.
You gotta give. Hey, this is fucking an even table. It's
No, it's
evenly
not.
divided.
It's not.
My decision. There, I'm not just coming into the who would win of the week. Just bash. There are nuances to my decisions when we do
I
this.
saw
segment.
the thinking face.
That's right.
I know.
That's why I make it as a signal so that people.
So
know.
This is tough.
there's two things we're gonna do here.
All right.
I'm gonna give us two options.
I don't.
We're gonna sit here and we're gonna debate this all night,
Let's get a weight. Let's get a weigh in.
we're gonna make our picks.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to lock it in.
I want to go last this time.
Okay, so we'll start with Chris.
All right. Am I just saying who?
I mean, you can give a small
give
amount
like
of
a
reasoning,
very
but
brief-
there's no rebuttal
Yes.
on this reasoning
Okay.
when you're
Yeah,
making
yeah.
your vote.
I think I will just say this before I say the answer. I think it's close. If we simulated it on the Warrior Show or whatever 100 times, like it's definitely like 55 to 45 or whatever. So, but I'm gonna have to go with the Jagster, and just because I see lots of use for the poor dental hygiene, spitting teeth, bad breath, slick moves, and also something so ugly. Again, I don't think this is what I hear, guys. This is what I hear on the internet. Lots of ugly Mick Jagger jokes. Sometimes something is so peculiar looking that you just kind of get distracted by it. That's an edge that Steven Tyler's losing because, again, there's my answer.
Whatever.
Go with the Mick Jags. I'm sorry,
Andrew.
everybody.
Oh, that was your closing statement, so you said what you said.
It was a little too long.
I did. See, I don't agree with your reasoning necessarily, but I am going to choose Mick Jagger as well because of the stamina thing. I think that this is really locked. I'm saying that I think this is very, very close, and I honestly think it's going to take for the other one to drop to decide who the winner is. And I think that Steven Tyler with his fucking club foot is just not going to be able to move around for as long as Mick Jagger's got it going on with scarves, whatever.
So my biggest thing coming into this fight too was the movement, and then Chris's points just kind of let me piggyback on those two because I think I've kind of been, I didn't know at all who I was going to take until this conversation, and one of the first things that got said was his ability to move, And I was like, oh yeah, like he can move.
Yeah.
And then I was instantly Mick Jagger. Nobody was going to convince me otherwise for the rest of the way. That's why I was very anti-scarf argument, because I didn't even want that to be a factor. So I'm also going to lock in Mick Jagger. We're at 3-0 right now. You were the odd man out on the pants situation.
So I'm going to, just for my closing statement, I'm going to throw this out there. We didn't talk about it at all in the debate, but if you look at, as a guy with really long hair and Steven Tyler having long hair, one of my fears in a fight is that somebody who may not have as much hair as me could come and fight and grab my hair, and then I'm like useless because that shit hurts. Mm-hmm. So I think Mick Jagger would have to win. Like no scarves, no weapons, like nothing, just like what they have on their bare naked body.
That might be the best point that wasn't brought up.
And like Mick Jagger would walk up to that mane of hair, rip it down, and beat the living shit out of him.
So for what I thought was going to be such a close fight to have a 4-0 sweep.
Yeah,
it's still very close.
It was very much though. I was very much back and forth until about the back end of that debate.
But the best part of the society that we live in today is our opinions don't matter, because only the opinions of the people on the internet matter. So,
zing.
With that being
boom,
said,
bop.
Make sure you vote on this on our Instagram.
Vote.
2 in the Cooler. It will be out on Friday. And then to follow it up, if you want to have even more fun, Friday, 4 p.m. on Clubhouse, Andrew Canada, live debating the Who Would Win of the Week. So check that out. Stop by. Live on the show, we're 4-0. Mick Jagger's winning the fight.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that. But we talked it out. I'm glad it happened.
12 Angry Men.
So
I read that shit.
We've been going for close to an hour and a half. We don't want to keep you guys too long. We're going to wrap it up here in a second. Before we go, a few things. One, is there anything else that you guys want to bring up? I know we're gonna end with that.
Okay.
We're gonna get into that. I mean, anything else? Any band stories, crap like that you guys, might want to get out there?
Yeah, bullshit like band story.
I didn't say bullshit.
Hey.
One time at our first Milky show, there was this drunk guy in front of the bar, and he fell on Ryan's car in the street,
and then on the concrete again.
And then he asked me if he could go to the bathroom, and after just getting kicked out of the bar that we just played at, I was like, dude, I'm
He's
not
asking
your
a
dad.
crowd of people. There's all of us out there.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Can I go to the bathroom?
And then he just whipped his junk out and peed in
a
front of
flower
everybody
pot.
in a flower pot in front of the bar.
It's good for soil.
That's my 2 cents. Just drink responsibly.
So, 1, it's good for the soil. 2, yes, now we're on to that stuff as we end the episode. What do you guys have in the works? What's coming up? Show dates, social medias, shit like that. Pour it all out. Let us know where we can find you guys.
Kody, you do the show dates because I can't. Can you think of them off? I know one's August 21st.
Yeah, I mean, and just
I know we're playing. Was it July 9th?
July
We're
9th,
playing at Mohawk Place with King Snake and Tokyo Monsters.
Dope.
That's going to be a really sick show. If anybody's going to come to any of our shows,
Go to Mohawk Place.
Go to fucking Mohawk Place. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good music, and people.
Yeah,
in a live setting.
Interaction.
Humans.
Yeah.
Other than that, we definitely have some
August
tunage.
21st.
Oh, yeah.
We have some
is
tunage
Witters,
hiding.
right? Then we have August 21st Witters, too.
I think so. I think that sounds
2
right.
of them. And we do have some tunage, but
we're not going to tell you anything about any of that stuff, because what I'll tell you is, like, there might be some people that everyone in this room might know being on a song here or there. We'll show you it when we hang out after this. We'll show you off camera.
Okay.
Sneak peek of the tunage we've been working on.
Ooh.
yeah. And other than that, can I say thank you to you both?
Of course you can.
Absolutely not.
This was
Joy.
literally like the coolest thing I think.
Yeah,
I've
this is
ever
the highlight
done.
of my year
And
so far.
Oh,
2021.
don't flatter
this
us that
day.
much. No, but it's awesome to come you guys, for you guys to come get on. We love having people on that, as we kind of say, have something to promote. It makes everything better, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of a mutual, not advantage, but it works. It works for both parties, right? And it makes conversation go
The
well.
most engaging conversation I've had in quite some time.
Honestly,
I will say that.
when you asked me, I didn't even consider asking the guys before I said yes, because and I'll get to it later on, but like anytime we have the chance to work with anybody that we like went to school with, like we remember that shit and we appreciate it. Like that you guys notice us enough to be like, hey, we want you to come on this thing. And that, we just like supporting everybody that we grew up with and everything that they're doing. Like,
this shit is real. If you ever come on here, it's real as fuck.
yeah,
That golden microphone.
I was like pissing
How
my
many
pants before
podcasts
we
did you
came
do to
on.
unlock this? Skin.
I think that Andrew might have actually started with a golden microphone. I had
Then
I had like a hand-me-down like little stick mic where you could kind of hear me if I was really close, but from a distance I kind of just sounded like I was squawking.
Yeah.
Dude, Chris just came out golden. He's the secret weapon of Brookhaven.
Oh my gosh. Now
There
we
you
all
go.
are. We're like the Powerpuff Girls. Lots of ingredients.
And then
Sugar,
lastly,
spice, and everything nice.
so Facebook, you guys put all your stuff on your Facebook page, right?
YouTube, Instagram.
So what are off the top of your head? Maybe at least like the Facebook, the name of that, where people can check that out.
Brookhaven Band.
Brookhaven Band.
So check that out. The show information, I'm guessing, stuffs like that.
Yeah, we post
Pictures.
all throughout
videos.
the week. We're posting stuff just for like updates of shows coming up, new music when we drop it.
Yeah.
And you can find our music like on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora. And it just like fun detail, Siri knows our music. So if you just hear us playing and you're like, oh, who's this band? Siri knows.
Who's this
I know. I was
hot
using
new
it
rock
today
band?
to tell it to like play some of your songs. Because I'd be remiss. You got the new single that came out recently, 45, which is sick. It's like nothing you guys have ever put out before.
Yes.
It's
It's a big
really
fact.
interesting.
And that, not to give too much away, but I think we're definitely moving in a direction where there's maybe going to be some more variety in the tracks here.
That's
We don't know.
huge news.
We don't know.
Well, the most important thing is like us. We all like to play music, but we're all influenced by multiple different genres of music. And so like the first thing that we talked about, like when becoming a band and like the four of us specifically continuing as a band, is that like I like really heavy stuff. I like very sweet melodic stuff. And like some of the people in the band like rap and stuff. And we just play music. We don't like to shelter ourselves like within a genre. We like if it sounds good, we'll put it out. And if we have reservations about it, maybe it becomes like a side burner until it's something decent.
Lots of side burners.
That's huge, though. I think that's what people are going to have to start doing.
Maybe a
Takes
funk
a lot
track.
of talent.
Who knows? A funk track.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, maybe a disco record.
Yeah. A little,
Disco record.
you boys want to dance? Let's go.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah, I would have gone all day.
That's it.
All right,
That's it.
yeah.
We're right
Thank
there.
you guys so much for coming on. It was a blast. Everybody listen, make sure you check their shit out. They're going to keep moving. Baby steps might not be baby steps for much longer. And also, if your horse is in your closet, don't.
Pulling a cart.
And make sure you check the date of the dairy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't eat the cheese if you find it.
So thank you guys again. Andrew, I love you.
Love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, guys.
Bye, Mom.